What's going on, guys? Tongda. This is my MTD log splitter. I have been using it for a few years now. The engine is tired. This is a very common motor made by Britain Stratton, and it's in most lawn mower, pressure washer, and etc. It's secured down by 3 bolts. To speed things up, I went ahead and unbolt those 3 bolts already. And here's the Lovejoy. You can see there's some damage to it. The rubber Lovejoy spider acts as a cushion between the 2 metal contacts. Was missing, and that's why the damage happened. So let's go take a look and see what kind of motor we can use for this log splitter. I do have a few spare motors lying around because I never know when I have use for them. And here's a lawn mower, and let me show you difference between a lawnmower engine and a pressure washer engine. Here you can see the lawnmower engine has a longer shaft compared to the pressure washer, almost twice the length. So on my original engine right here, the pressure washer and the log split engine, they're almost identical. And the good thing about the pressure washer engine, it has all the kill switch, everything is in one unit. The pressure washer post start handle is pointing in the wrong direction, so I need to modify it to make this one work. I went and had an order set up Lovejoy for this new motor that I'm installing. For my particular machine, the one attached to the motor is 7/8 in diameter, and the one hooked up to the hydraulic pump is 7/16, and this one even came with an extra Lovejoy spider. The way my log splitter is set up is I would need a motor with a short shaft in it, and so a lawnmower engine will not work for it. But there are some log splitter out there that use a longer shaft. This is the best time to change motor oil because you can have access to everything. And besides, I don't want to mount it up yet. I haven't tested the motor out, make sure it starts. I'm pretty sure it will, but let me go ahead and change out the oil first. The oil is pretty dark. I'm not sure how much this engine got used before. It depends. If this is like a homeowner, and they probably use it from time to time, and that's a good thing because the motor get less use. If this is like belong to somebody own or some kind of pressure washing business or something like that use it on a daily basis, then the motor is going to be a little worn out as well. So I hope this has not been used a lot. So this way I can install into my log splitter and still have plenty of life left. Let me go ahead and remove the gas tank and put it to the side. This way I can have access to other rivets securing down the pole start. So the reason I'm adjusting the pole start position like the original one, if I leave it like this way here, if I try to pole start it, I believe that something's in the way. I either gonna hit something when I pull the pole starter, or I had to pull upwards just to get around the wood rack that I built. So keep this in mind. If you're looking for a motor to replace yours, make sure all the orientation match your old one. Then again, sometimes your old motor might not be the original. So here one way you can look at it, standing right next to the log splitter controller, you want the exhaust to blow away from you, and the post starter is in an area that you can easily access and pull it. And of course the shaft length is important. And lastly, if you plan to use like a lawnmower motor, you will need to remove some brackets, some spring, along with a cable that connects it to the lever on the handle. Act as a kill lever, so when you squeeze it, you can use a lawnmower. As soon as you let it go, you shut the motor off. Now you're going to take all this thing apart. The next step, you need to take your old motor kill switch and transfer to the new motor. As far as I know, this motor probably sat around for at least 2 years, and who knows what's underneath this cover. So I'm gonna remove it and take a look and clean whatever's needed. Since this motor was kept outside, I'm pretty sure there's some rust underneath here. So far I only have surface rust on the magneto and the flywheel, a little bit underneath the metal cover. Since the flywheel is rusted and it spins around the magneto, I want to make sure there's no contact. Let me go ahead and remove some of the rust off the flywheel. Can you actually say that? Spin around the magneto? Actually, they're both stationary. It just spins, and I just make sure that it doesn't have any contact with the magneto, and also make sure the gap is nice and true. Now it looks a lot better, nice and shiny. I can go ahead and put the cover back on. I like to keep the original plastic cover, but since I removed the pull start and pointed in the opposite direction, I do need to drill new holes on the plastic so I can feed the pull start cord through it. The hole that I made is a little smaller than the original one, so all I need to do is undo the handle, take out the rope or the cord, and feed it through the hole and tie it back to the handle. Now the engines are all put back together. Let's go ahead and add oil and gas and get it started. So far this engine started pretty easily. Now I know it works. Next thing I need to do is install the love joys on this shaft right here. And this one takes 7/8, and I need to slide onto the shaft. Once it's lined up, I can secure it down with the Allen wrench. There are 2 Allen bolts right there I need to secure down. Make sure these 2 Allen bolts right here, they're tight down very secure, because you don't want these to back out and loosen up in time. On my hydraulic pump, the shaft coming out is 7/16. The easiest way to line up the 2 love joys, go ahead and put the engine on the engine mount. You can even add a couple bolts in there to secure the engine to the mount. Then go ahead and push the lower love joy all the way to the top until they hit the upper love joy. Then tighten it down. Then go ahead and remove the engine. Then insert the rubber love joy spider, and you're set. Everything is tight down. Let's go and start it up and make sure it works. This is a good engine. It starts up every time on the first pull, so that'll make my job a lot easier. There's time when my kids try to use the old motor, he'll pull it until it get tired and never get that thing to start. But this one here, one pull, and that's all it takes. So far so good, everything works. And the reason I'm so glad that I did the engine swap. I know this engine will last me for a while, as long as I took good care of it. Thank you for watching. I hope you find this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, so this way you don't miss out any of my future videos. Catch you next time. Be safe.